Hi, welcome back. It is part 3 of today's campaign update, and this is State of the World. And the world is a lot of the world where there are Christians getting ready for the Christian holiday, or if you're Jewish, there's also the Jewish holiday going on, I think. I'm not sure when it starts, but yeah. So there's lots of festivities going on. So people are in a good mood and focused on other things. But there's still sad news and tragedy going on, and the wars are not stopping, although the peace talks are going on. I don't know if they're accomplishing what they need. So first off, we need to talk to Putin and Zelensky and find out what is really needed in that region for safety. And how can we prevent further wars from beginning? Because, we don't want to go through this every 4 years, a new war in the Ukraine. Or Russia and Ukraine, that whole region. So we need to really get down to business. First and foremost is safety. What is the safety issue? Is it a land that they could share together? Does it have to be under one rule? Or maybe we need to set up a whole new country that neither one runs. There are so many possibilities. But safety for themselves and humanity is the most important question. What's the best way to be safe in that region? Then go forward from there. And we need to make it so that future wars are not necessary. Because, war is just a bad thing. It hurts so many people, causes trauma, and then it also pollutes everything. And then what gets destroyed, we have to rebuild sometimes. So it's okay to have, to have less, to not work so much. It's okay to go fishing. Take your children and go fishing, rather than go to war, or rather than decide, I like that piece of land, I'm going to go take it. It might belong to somebody, so don't take it. Respect. Respect is what's needed. So, yeah. Then, as far as Israel and Palestine, it's just unreal what's gone on there. It's just tragedy upon tragedy. And Israel is not going to stop. And Netanyahu is definitely not going to stop. So he needs to be locked up, not pardoned. And Israel needs to be stopped with their aggression. It's one of these things. You give an inch and they take a mile. And throughout my lifetime, Israel has just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And they say, oh no, we're not gonna do this to the Palestinians. And then they do it in like 5 years from when they said they weren't gonna do it. So, when are we going to stop trusting the Israelis? We need to stop trusting the Israelis. Period. End of story. They're not trustworthy. Netanyahu, who's been in power for most of my lifetime, he is not trustworthy. So stop it. lock him up, throw away the key. He doesn't belong with normal people. Not at all. And we need to now rebuild a lot of the country, not we, the USA, Israel needs to do it, I should say. Israel needs to rebuild. They need to pay for it. And they need to let the Palestinians live their life as they want. Just because you Israelis don't like how the Palestinians live doesn't mean you have a right to destroy their life, to take their lives. It's called respect. Just because Israel, you want more land, and just because you want more Mediterranean beachfront, it's just not acceptable. And it's heartbreaking what you've done. So, Israel needs to pay for the mess they made. And they need to give the land back to the Palestinians. There's no other way out. Because if we reward Netanyahu, he's just going to continue. Israel's just going to continue. And they're going to slowly take over more and more land. Egypt is next. Lebanon is next. And what's the other? Jordan will also be next. So, don't forget to also defend your countries around Netanyahu, because in Israel, they can't be trusted. I wasn't around when Israel was created, but during my lifetime, the things that they've done are just shocking and unacceptable. And it's time to stop. As far as China goes, I just read something that they've created some sort of machine or technology that is helping to clean up the air pollution. So they seem to be moving in the right directions, which makes me wonder why the Democrats and Republicans are so against China. They're against China because China is cleaning the air. So when you add up pollution per person, the U.S. is actually the worst polluter on the planet currently. And we need to work on that. We cannot be the shining light in the world if we are the worst polluters. So it's time to move to hybrid vehicles. Elon and some of the other car makers have these hybrid kits that we can change gasoline engines into hybrid vehicles, which would be great because it will reduce the use of gas and it will reduce the amount of pollution. And then we need to make sure that everybody's car is running well. Even older cars, it's okay. They don't have to be big polluters. We can really have them fixed up. So I recommend that, again, if you listen to my State of the Union, I had a concept of having like a town piggy bank for medical problems. And I think we need a town piggy bank for car problems. So everybody puts in a certain amount every year. And then if your car is needing help, there will be a town garage where you can go, and that money will be used to fix up the car so that it's roadworthy, it has the least amount of pollution possible that it's producing, and that you're safe on the road. You're not going to be, running over a little student trying to cross the street and go to school. We want your brakes to work. We want the pollution down. And we can do all of this. I mean, if we can put a person on the moon, we can definitely make sure that the cars on the street are not polluting the air so bad. So this is, the Democrats and Republicans, they had the power to change things for hundreds of years. And they've done nothing. Nothing. They get into office, they push papers around, they talk loud and big and pretend to be doing stuff when they're not. So, and we're not the only country with these issues, but we are a country that people look up to. So we need to take back our country's integrity and become that leader again of the world that we want to be. Not the leader of wars, not the leaders of making weapons, but the leaders of the people. Our Constitution begins with we the people. It doesn't begin with we the military-industrial complex. And it doesn't begin with we the doctors of the United States and the pharmacists of the United States and the drug companies of the United States. It starts off with we the people. So it's time to have integrity, USA, and be the world leaders that we've strived to be in the past, but under bad management. And we need to vote these people out. And then I recommend that other countries do the same with their country. It's time to end the corruption and the greed and all of that BS and be the world that we could be. We're selling ourselves short. We could be so much more and hand over a country we're proud of to our children rather than one we've left in a disaster and said, okay, here, you do something with it now. This is not who we are as a human being. This is not who I am, certainly. And I'm holding you also responsible, my viewers. So let's shape up, let's clean up the world and start working together. Working smart, working on safety, on health, on unity. That's what I have to say. So, thank you for stopping by. This was State of the World, part 3 of my campaign update for today. And I hope you I hope I inspire you to hold your countries to a higher standard. We all have room to do better. And I hold my own country, the USA, really. You need to do better. So, my website is susan4usa.com. That's Susan the number 4, usa.com. And I wish you all a nice day wherever you are. Thanks for stopping by. Bye for now.